Hello everyone and welcome back to In the Kitchen with Pen. Now, we have just come back from a 4-day break up in Skegness. We stayed at a Butlins resort. My first time at Butlins. Thought I was going to hate it. Actually, I really enjoyed it. But whilst we were in the area, we had seen some places recommended on YouTube by Butler's Empire, and one of the places that they recommended was East Coast Meats, Hagworthingham, but the postal address is Spilsby. So we thought, well, why don't we pop in on the way home? It's sort of like, instead of going down, we went across and down, but we got home. I'm here. But we did stop at East Coast Meats. Oh my goodness, what a delicious butcher's. Really big. Butcher shops, obviously they tend to be small. This one was a unit on its own. It was nice and big and so much choice. The butcher was obviously extremely knowledgeable. The staff were very friendly, and would you know, the butcher used to live up the road from us, just in the next town down. Small world or what? Anyway, Steve was chatting to the butcher, so I was having a good old look. I wanted him to chat longer because I could have spent more, but I had to be aware of our freezer space. So the first thing I picked up were half a dozen large farm fresh eggs, and well, you know they're from the farm because the address the use by is there, not stamped on the eggs. So okay, 6 large eggs. So we'll be having those probably on toast for some breakfast. Then I'm wandering around and I saw these pork chops. Now, they're not as thick as the ones from JJ's, but they're nice and big pork chops, and I thought they'll do for Sunday lunch. And as you can see, they were only sorry about using that word, they were £5.27. I go a little further down and I see braising steak. Well, we do like a bit of a stew, or I could use it in pasties or stroganoff and things, but usually braising steak is cut, and often, I've said this before, they cut it really small. Like the last stew I did actually, with the braising steak that I bought from Co-op, cut really small. We like it cut quite large, and they had a tray that wasn't cut. £5 in weight of braising steak there that Steve can cut to sizes to suit us. We will then vac pack it and freeze it, and this was £22 for £5 of braising steak. And let me tell you, I can feel I've got £5. Then we go down, and you're in Lincolnshire. What two things you've got to buy? Lincolnshire sausages. Oh yes, you know it. So East Coast Meats Lincolnshire sausages. They look so tasty, so I'm looking forward to having those too. Maybe I'll do a sausage and egg breakfast. We'll see. Anyway, the other thing you have to buy when you're in Lincolnshire is haslet. I absolutely adore haslet. They'd got beautiful cooked ham, pre-packed. I was like, oh, okay, it'll be... No, they didn't have any. We asked, sadly, there wasn't any due in till about an hour and a half, and much as it was a big butcher's, I couldn't have spent an hour and a half in there. You know, it just wouldn't have worked. So that's what we bought at East Coast Meats in Spilsby. Really, I'm going to vac pack these as well, because obviously 10 for 2 of us, way too many. So that was East Coast Meats. Then we thought, do you know what, we're in the area, we didn't have breakfast before we left Butlins, we'll go to another place recommended by both Butler's Empire and Lee Van Camp, and that was the Ragged Apron Woodall Spa. It's just outside Woodall Spa. Lee's got one of his pictures up in there. It's beautiful. Spanish dancer, really nice. So we went in and we thought we'd have breakfast. I'm going to get Steve to put a picture up of the breakfasts we had. I had poached egg on toast. I was expecting 2 eggs. 2 eggs? No, 3. Steve had their breakfast, which was £5. And honestly, £5 for all that, that would cost us double that down here. I'm not kidding. So 2 breakfasts, a blooming marvellous pot of tea for 2 for £12. There are cafes around here that maybe aren't particularly good, naming no names, and around here could be the whole area, not just the town in which I live, and you'd pay more than that for a breakfast. So we had a beautiful breakfast, so please Steve, put in the photos. Also, one day we had a journey out and we found a place called Farmer Brown's. Now, I'm a sucker for an ice cream, but it's got to be vanilla. I know, I'm weird. And in both Skeggy and Mablethorpe, all the vanilla ice cream was really white. And vanilla ice cream isn't supposed to be white. I don't care what anybody says. Vanilla ice cream isn't white. It should be a nice creamy yellow colour. So we stopped at Farmer Brown's for a cup of tea. Cup of tea in a beautiful bone china cup and saucer. Lovely. Ice cream. Vanilla. Cream coloured. Oh my goodness. It was delicious. It was absolutely beautiful. So if you're out in Lincolnshire, take a trip up to Farmer Brown's and try their ice cream because it's really, really good. Now they had a load of products for sale as well. And I just kept looking at this next thing I'm going to show you. And I was like, I'm going to get that. Yeah, I'm going to get that. And it was this ickle-diddle bottle of milk, right? And it's just because it's a tiny glass bottle and it's got the Farmer Brown's logo on it. Now, glass bottle, screw lid. This isn't the original milk, unfortunately, which was lovely. It was like old-fashioned milk, you know, where you got your cream on top. Oh, yes, thank you very much. So what I do is I fill it up and I pop it in the door of the fridge and we just use that milk and then I wash it out and top it up again. So that, lovely. And I've got a thing about tins, 2 things. I've got a thing about tins and tea. I do enjoy my tea. And English tea bags, new English teas. Okay, 40 tea bags. But look at that tin. It is a Battle of Britain tin. Now, obviously, during war, Lincolnshire had many airfields, and this is the connection with Lincolnshire. But I've got lovely tin. I've got 40 tea bags, so I'm happy. We also bought on our travels rock. You go to a British seaside resort, you've got to buy rock for the grandchildren, isn't that right, Steve? Yeah, for Steve. And magnets. Oh. It's just you have to do it. So kids, you got some magnets coming. I would love a camper van, a Volkswagen camper van. Oh, we wouldn't be here, I tell you. We'd be away every weekend. And this is the one that I get for myself because I like the little bottle of sand. Okay, so this started off that it was supposed to be just about East Coast meats, but I've kind of gone off on a tangent, as is my wont, and just showed you the other things that we picked up. And the milk from Farmer Brown's, absolutely recommend it. The ice cream I'd recommend. The cafe itself, the people were so lovely, so really genuinely nice, friendly people. So I'd recommend Farmer Brown's for cup of tea and an ice cream. Got a lovely playground, got a wooden jeep, a wooden combine harvester in the playground. Really good. But you'll see this meat when we cook it. So all I need to do now is say thanks for watching, and I'll see you all again very soon in the kitchen with Pen. Bye for now.